Hi, I'm Lisa Taylor Austin. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and expert witness. I'm here to talk to you today about how to plan to leave an abusive relationship. This video is educational and is not legal advice, and you should always follow the advice of your attorney. Please like, comment, and share this video because you might know people who need it. In the video, I'll be talking about the abuser as a man and the recipient of the abuse as a female. However, abusers are all sexual orientations. It just makes it easier to have the conversation to talk about it this way. So you might find yourself in a relationship with someone with narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder, better known as psychopathy or a psychopath, or just someone who's plain abusive and toxic. One of the best things that you can do initially is talk to an attorney. Talk to an attorney who specializes in this type of situation and follow their advice at all times. If you are ever the recipient of physical abuse, sexual abuse, call the National Domestic Hotline. Their number is 1-800-799-7233. And I'll repeat that again at the end of this video. What you want to do when you're planning your escape is to channel your inner private investigator persona. So you want to gather up as much intelligence as you possibly can. And the most important thing is you do not want your toxic or abusive partner to know what you are doing. Do not let on to what you are doing, because that will only give them a leg up and they will be able to be one step ahead of you, which you don't want them to be. Start by putting aside some money, just in case you need it. Open a bank account in your name only. Many grocery stores have bank branches right inside the grocery store, and I really like that option for a number of reasons I'm going to get to in a minute. Make sure this bank account has only your name on it. Little by little, you're going to want to deposit money into that account and make sure that your abusive partner knows nothing about it. Do not have bank statements coming to the house. Sign up for electronic bank statements, but make sure that your passwords are changed on your email so that he can't see what kind of notifications you're getting in your email. One of the things that you can do, some abusers are extremely controlling. They will not allow you to talk to friends. They will not allow you to see your family without them being there. They're very, very, very controlling. However, much of the time they will allow you to go to the grocery store to shop for them and for the family. So this is where each grocery store trip, you want to get cash back from whatever method you're using to pay for the groceries. So if you're writing a check, if you're using a debit card, something like that, get cash back from the cashier. And the reason that I really like those banks that have the branches in the grocery store is that you can then walk over to the bank that's inside the grocery store and deposit that money. So little by little, you're saving up money to be able to escape when you need it. And this is an escape because abusers keep us captive. They take away our sense of who we are. They imprison us, really, and they can do that physically, emotionally, sexually, financially. There's all different kinds of ways we can be abused. So start saving the money. If that's not an option for you for some reason, buy gift cards when you're going to buy your groceries. So think about buying a gift card to the grocery store. So later, when you're gone, you'll be able to buy groceries. Or a bigger box name store like Target or Walmart or something like that. So once you're in your own place, you can use those gift cards to buy things that you're going to need for your new place. You can also buy gift cards for hotels and gas cards if you have a car. So start buying those in reasonable size increments where it won't be suspicious, and save those in a very safe place. The safest place to store those is in a safety deposit box at the bank branch. So you might want to ask at the grocery store branch of the bank, do they have that in there? Keep track of what he's squandering his money on, especially if you have children. Because if he's spending money on strip clubs, hookers, taking other women to hotels, and you're seeing these come up on the bank statement or on the credit card statement, this is proof later that you're going to need in your divorce. And the other thing that you might also want to look for is porn sites, gambling sites, things of that nature. Take screenshots and save those things. Get a copy of your own credit report. Look at it in detail. Did he take out any credit and used your name that you know nothing about? Get your name off of those accounts now before you leave, because you're going to need your credit later to either rent an apartment, buy a home, whatever it is you're going to do, buy a car, and you need to make sure that credit report is cleaned up. If he is on any of your bank statements, your own personal bank statements, take him off. If he's on your own personal credit card accounts, take him off. Obviously, if you have a joint bank account that you're always putting money into to pay household bills, you can't do that. But this is just if you have your own accounts. Take him off. If he's abusive, keep a journal. There's a number of reasons that this is good. And remember, the abuse can be physical, sexual, financial, emotional, psychological. There's all different types of abuse. The reason keeping a journal is good is because when we're under high amounts of stress for long periods of time, it's difficult to remember details of what has happened. Later, when you're away from him, you'll want to look at this journal to remind yourself it was not a good situation. And you really need to stay away from it because it was toxic for you. The other reason you might need that journal is to document things to later give to your attorney. So there's apps where you can document in your phone, and then you would need to put a password protection on your phone so he can't see it, or you can password protect that particular app sometimes. Another thing you might want to do is get a like a throwaway phone, sometimes they're called, that he does not have access to. So you can buy these at places like Walmart, Target, and all of the large phone companies now have month-to-month phones where you just pay as you go. And sometimes you can even buy these phones in a gas station. You want to have this phone. This is your emergency phone. Once you exit this relationship, this is the phone you're going to use. He won't know the number, he cannot reach you, and you do not want to give it to him. Another thing that you might want to do is get a credit card in your name only if you don't already have one. Buy something small. Go to the gas station, buy a tank of gas, and the next month, pay that bill off in full. You have just established credit. The earlier on you can establish credit and have it kind of showing on your credit report over a long period of time, that will help you to be able to get an apartment or to be able to get a home or whatever it is, a car, whatever it is you need it for. Change all the passwords on your accounts. Think Google, Apple, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anything else that you're using, change the passwords if these are your own personal accounts. You do not want him having access to your accounts because he can circumvent things, delete messages, send messages as if you're sending them if he logs into your accounts. And this is not going to be good for you when it comes time to leave. Make sure you do not tell him what you're doing. Many people get angry, and in their anger, they'll say things like, well, I'm going to leave you and I'm planning to leave you. Do not tell him. Don't give him any information that he can then use against you and to get ahead of you in the situation. Many abusive partners, whether they're narcissists, covert narcissists, psychopaths, whatever they happen to be, borderlines, whatever they happen to be, will oftentimes use the things that are most important to you against you when you're trying to leave. That might be your children. They might literally take your children and go someplace else with them. And now you are trying to find where they are and get them back. They might take your pets. They might harm your pets. So they might steal the keys to your car and hide them. They might steal your wallet. And now you have no identification, no credit cards, no nothing, and you can't leave. This is why it's imperative that you take photographs of every single document and card that you own. Your ID card, your passport, your credit cards, front and back of all of these things. You can save this on a flash drive and put that someplace very safe. You can also give it to your lawyer if you have one. That is the best thing to do, is to give it to your lawyer. If you're ever in danger at any point in time, call 911. That's what they're there for. They're there to come out to keep you safe and to act as a buffer, to try to separate the two of you. And that gives you time then to act on this exit strategy that you've already calculated. You can now implement it. Keep yourself safe at all times. When it comes time to serve him with divorce or a restraining order or what have you, do not tell him that it's happening. My advice is don't tell anybody that it's happening. Only talk to your lawyer about it. You would be surprised at how narcissists are able to manipulate your family and get your family to turn on you to tell him information about what you're doing. You don't want anybody to know this. You don't want your best friend to know this. Your best friend might be manipulated by your toxic partner and give and share information. I see it all the time. It happens all the time. Don't talk to anyone about this except for your attorney. Make sure your attorney knows what you're doing and your location at all times. The other thing you can do if you have an iPhone is share your location with your attorney as you're going through this process. Once you're out and you've gone to either a shelter, a friend's house, a trusted relative, you must go no contact with your abusive partner. This will be the hardest thing that you have ever done in your entire life, but it's necessary for your survival. The reason that you want to do this is that people with mental illness in the cluster B category, which would be narcissistic personality disorder, borderline, schizoid, antisocial personality disorder, things like that. They are very, very good at lying and creating fantasies and falsehoods to get you to believe that they've changed and everything will be different next time. It won't. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed unless they go to some pretty intensive therapy for a couple of years. Then maybe, but until then, you don't want to talk to them. The other reason you don't want to talk to them, it's not a punishment for them, it's to help you heal. More than likely, you are trauma bonded to your partner. The trauma bond is very, very addictive. So, kind of liken this in your mind to trying to get off of heroin. When you try to get away from your partner, that's how severe this might feel. You'll get away and immediately you'll feel safer, but then a couple of days later, you'll really start to miss them because there's parts of them that are positive, that are good, that made you feel good. But you have to remember, that's not 100% of who they are. The negative things, the abuse, is also part of who they are. And you deserve more than that. So the only way to break this trauma bond is to go no contact, so that it gives you space to get away from them, to regulate your own emotions, to think about what's important to you for your future, and to kind of notice how they've been manipulating you over all this time. If you have children, you might not be able to go no contact. So if you have children, I recommend talking to your attorney about a parenting app. This is an app you put on your phone to text back and forth with your toxic partner. However, the conversations are monitored by your attorney. So your attorney can see what is being said back and forth. And that can help you with your safety. And in addition, when you go to court, the court, I think, will be able to have access to see what's being said. So many times when you do go to court, the toxic partner lies and tells the court, oh yes, I was there to pick up the children at 3 o'clock. But if you are using this app, you now have evidence to show, hey, where are you? You're not here at 3 o'clock. Are you coming today? And it demonstrates that he was not there. So the takeaways are: make copies of everything, store them in a very safe place, make sure that you are saving money weekly if you can, or buying gift cards and saving those weekly if you can. Plan your strategy. Where are you going to go? Once you have the opportunity to leave, what makes the most sense about where you should go? If you have enough money, start looking for apartments now. Start going out and looking at them if you can, talking to landlords, things of that nature. Make sure you have an exit strategy. Find out the domestic violence shelters in your area. Again, at any point in time, if you are not safe, call the National Domestic Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also call 988 and speak to a mental health worker 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, no matter where you live in the United States. And if you are ever very unsafe, call 911 and ask for the police to come out to you. Don't leave anything behind. Take all the important papers. Notice what's very important to you and what you can live without, because you're going to have to leave some things and live without a lot of things. So little by little, maybe, take some of the things that are important to you and put them in this lockbox at the bank. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and comment below if you've ever been successful in doing something like this to encourage other people. Thank you and take care.